Yo, what's up, Virgo? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of October 2018. Virgo, first thing I noticed about your reading, a lot of threes in this reading. You've got the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Empress card, which is the third card of the tarot deck. And I feel like this has to do with your love life for a lot of you, because if you look at the Empress card, look at the heart with Venus right at the center of it on the Empress card. So some of you are in three-way love situations. I'm not saying that that's the case for all of you, especially if, maybe for some of you it's like you're with somebody and you love them, but you do have some thoughts here and there about somebody else who you're attracted to. So it could be something like that for some of you. For others of you, maybe if you're single, you have more than one option. And, for some of you, maybe you're with somebody who likes somebody else. That's a possibility too. So it's going to resonate differently for all of you, but there's definitely something about three-way situations showing up for some of you guys in the month of October 2018. Now, your central energy is the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So you're going to be working in the month of October 2018, Virgo. So get ready to put your work hat on. There's plenty of work to do. Actually, there's too much work to do. So you can see that this person is sort of overloaded. And I feel that, maybe some of you, there is some sort of effort being made to alleviate this workload. So, potentially maybe if you work for a company of some sort, maybe they are making some kind of effort to help you out with all this work. And there might be a little bit of a delay with that help. So if you're waiting for, an extra helping hand, potentially there might be a delay, because right next to that you have the Three of Wands in the reverse, and that does suggest a delay of some sort. You also have Venus, which is going to be going retrograde on October 5th, and it's going to retrograde all throughout the month of October pretty much, and then it doesn't resume direct again until November 16th. So, and it's going to be retrograding. Part of its retrograde cycle is going to be through a part of the sky that has to do with the area where you earn your income. So, you shouldn't get frustrated because, this is just part of the process, Virgo. You are going to experience some delays, potentially, some of you in the area of where you earn your money. Now, your challenge card for the month of October 2018 is the Three of Pentacles. And, it'd be nice if that card would have just came out on the somewhere else on the board in the upright position, because that would be you effectively teaching others. So I'm not saying all of you are in a position where you're teaching things to others, but so if you look at the card, he's teaching them. So maybe some of you are in a small group of people, and you're the go-to person, and you have the knowledge, skills, and abilities and know-how, and you're trying to give those who you're teaching, you're trying to give that knowledge to others, to your team, so that they can be effective in what you're doing. And that could be, if that situation does resonate with you, which obviously it won't be for all of you, then that could prove to be a bit of a challenge. It's like, maybe they're just not getting the message, or maybe they're not listening to the advice that you're giving in some cases for some of you. Now, if you're not the teacher in this situation, maybe you're more of like the student. So, you should try, whoever you're being mentored by, or, whoever's trying to give you knowledge, you should take their knowledge you should take their skills and knowledge into consideration, because, they are in the position they're in because they're good at what they do. So it's going to be one way for some of you. It's going to be some of you are the teacher, some of you are the student. And, for others of you, if it's neither, then, potentially you're just working in a small group of people, some of you, and, maybe it's just a little bit of a challenging situation in the month of October 2018 here and there. Now, crowning your reading, you have the King of Wands in the reverse. And that suggests somebody, not all of you have somebody in your life who is a Sagittarius, Leo, or a Aries, but some of you do. So King of Wands, if you're not familiar with tarot, then it's not about the gender, it's about the suit. So King of Wands could be a man or a woman, but it's a Sagittarius, it's a Leo, it's an Aries for some of you. And, you know, potentially some of you might have a bit of a challenge with this person. I'd say if King of Wands was in the upright, then things would be smooth sailing. But, you know, expect maybe it may take a few tries, Virgo, if you're trying to make things work out with a King of Wands in your life, with a Sagittarius, with a Leo, with an Aries. So, you know, the card being in reverse says it's not going to be a smooth connection there in the month of October 2018. It's going to take a bit more effort. Now, if you don't know any important Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries in your life, Virgo, then, you know, potentially for some of you, this is the characteristics of the King of Wands in the reverse. Some of you might be exuding a little bit of impatience, and, you know, maybe that's due to delays. You know, maybe some of you are waiting for a helping hand and you're getting a little bit impatient, and, you know, you just got to trust in divine timing, Virgo. You know, everything happens when it's meant to. And with the Three of Wands in reverse, you know, so that would suggest some kind of setback, some kind of delay, some kind of you know, be some kind of obstacle to your long-term objectives. But just remember that this is a reading for the month of October 2018. Next month, obviously, I'm going to shuffle the cards again, and then we'll see what comes out on the board next month. Maybe the energies are obviously going to be much different. Now, you have in your recent past position, you have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and you know, this is, you know, once again, this is a lack of progress for some of you. It's like, if you look at I don't want to like come across as negative with this reading, but this month sounds like it's a work in progress for you, Virgo. You're going to get to where you need to be eventually, but, you know, you just have to work through the kinks a little bit in the month of October 2018. So, you know, with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, if you're looking at a line graph, it's like progress on the line graph would show that the line is, you know, steadily going upwards. Well, you know, you're looking at this line graph and it's just flat, it's just staying across, you know what I mean? So it's just staying the same. It's not going up. So that might be the case for some of you in the month of October 2018. That's not definite. That could be a possibility for some of you. And you have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse for the month of October 2018. And I would say that, you know, would have been nice for that one to, you know, show up in the upright for you, because when that card shows up in the upright, it's like, yeah, this is what everything I worked for. This is everything, you know, this is my success. You know, I have the abundance in my life. And, you know, you actually do have that a little bit. So I'm not saying that all of you don't, because you do have the Empress card in the upright in your reading. And that's a card that would suggest some of you do have abundance in your life. But when the Nine of Pentacles comes out in the reverse, then it would suggest that, you know, some of you are just overly invested in your work. So it's like too much work. Everything's work all the time. And, you know, like I said, some of you have maybe worked for a company where they are making an effort to alleviate some of that for you. And that's a good thing. You know, we got this Venus retrograde that's happening. Like I said, this month for October 2018, it just seems like a very much of work in progress for some of you guys. You have the Seven of Wands here in the reverse. So, you know, that would suggest that some of you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, and that makes sense. You got the Ten of Wands right there in the center, which shows you got a ton of work. You have more than enough on your plate. You know, you got the team that you're trying to help out, and, you know, maybe that's not like going as smooth as you want it to be. You know, you got, you know, work, everything's work. So, you know, it's no wonder that you guys feel a little bit overwhelmed. And right above that, you have the Sun card in the upright. So that's a great card to have, Virgo. So you are definitely, you know, regardless of what the situation is, you know, if there's too much work, or, you know, maybe things aren't clicking like the way you want to, you're still remaining positive, though. So that's a card of positivity. Now, right above that, you have the Four of Wands in the upright. But it's on a part of the board that has to do with your hopes and fears. So that would suggest that some of you might be a bit concerned. I'm not saying all of you are, but maybe some of you are a bit concerned about your home life situation, or potentially maybe it has to do with marriage. It's like some of you have a little bit of fear. Maybe if you're married, maybe you have fear about how your marriage is going to go. But you just got to remember that fear is fear. So, whether or not that fear is reality, for some of you, yeah, maybe things aren't that great at home. But for others of you, maybe it's just you feeling that way. So remember, fear is just fear. And potentially for some of you, that might be the case. So, others of you, especially if you're single, you might be thinking like, when am I ever going to like meet somebody who I can get married? Like, when is it ever going to happen? And, that's another thing. I mean, Venus, with retrograde Venus, it's like that has to do with love in your life too, Virgo. So, you get the Three of Wands in the reverse, delays. So, just because it doesn't happen in the month of October 2018 doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. So, some of you might have a little bit of fear like, oh, I'm never going to meet somebody that, yeah, eventually you will meet somebody, but October 2018 might not be the right time. Now, your outcome card for the month of October 2018 is the Empress upright. And the Empress upright, that is somebody who likes to take great care of themselves. They like, they work on their appearance. And, for others of you, this is like abundance in your life. So, some of you really do have abundance in your life. And I think that's a great card to finish off the month with, because some of you really are feeling like you do have abundance in your life by the end of October 2018. And, if you also look at this card, I mean, she's in nature. So I think that, especially for those of you who are in the northern hemisphere, we're getting into fall now. So, fall is beautiful in the northern hemisphere. It's like the leaves start to change colors and stuff. So, this is a card that's very much about like, some of you could really, amongst all this, situation that's happening in your work life, maybe some of you could just, I don't know if you have like a park near you or something, or, somewhere maybe you could just go out into nature on a nice day and just breathe in the cool fall air and just, look at the leaves and the colors and just kind of just take that all in. And, it might be really reinvigorating for some of you. Now, very specifically, this has to do, this is very specific, but I made a discovery within the tarot, and it's all about the use of life path numbers in the tarot. And I never saw any other tarot readers use this before. I've never seen any other tarot readers use life path numbers in the tarot reading. So I'm the only one. I made this discovery. So if you start seeing other people use life path numbers in their tarot readings, just know where they got it from. They got it from me. But this is somebody who is the life path number 3, Virgo. So some of you might have somebody important in your life who is life path number 3. And if you want to figure out who this is, then all you have to do is you just have to click on the link. It's a video that I recorded, and it's above the comments section in this video. And basically what you do is you use someone's date of birth to get their life path number. And you'll be able to figure out, whether this is somebody in your life who's important. For some of you, this might be somebody, who you're involved with romantically, or maybe you're interested in them romantically. But whoever it is, potentially they're the life path number 3, and maybe it's for others of you, it's somebody you work with, or it could be somebody in your family, or, very specifically for a few of you, you're the life path number 3, and that's extremely specific to say that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the astrology a little bit here in the month of October 2018. And I want to jump back to the Page of Pentacles in the reverse because, with Venus retrograding in that area, part of the sky that has to do with the area where you earn your income, it's like some of you might work with an earth sign potentially. So they could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo potentially for some of you. And, maybe you're having a little bit of a complication with this person. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. But, I did forget to mention that that is a possibility for some of you. And with Venus retrograding, maybe you kind of have to work through the kinks with this person. Now, you also have a new moon, which is going to happen in the part of the sky that has to do with the area of where you earn your income. So this is nice because this is going to bring some fresh energy to this aspect of your life. So, just because you're experiencing delays now doesn't mean that you're not going to have success moving forward, because the new moon's going to hit on October 8th. And then the way a new moon works is the 6 months that follow the new moon. Now all of a sudden you got something new coming in, maybe some new processes or something being integrated, some fresh energy being integrated into the area of where you earn your money. So I think you should really look forward to that, Virgo. And then you also have on October 24th, there's a full moon in the part of the sky for you that has to do with spirituality. So, some of you are becoming fascinated by something spiritual in your life. So that's going to mean different things for everybody. I mean, maybe, there's somebody in your life potentially who's influencing you spiritually and you're very intrigued by this person. For others of you, maybe this has to do with more of, I'm not saying all of you are. If you're watching this video, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But, some of you are into more of traditional religions. And, this could become more of a focus in your life if you are. Now, if you're not into traditional religion at all, then, maybe this could be more of an alternative style of spirituality that's coming through for some of you. Like, if you're watching this tarot video, maybe now you're watching tarot videos, you're like, wow, this is really interesting. This is like really, resonating in my life. For others of you, maybe it's like astrology or numerology. But I think that's all for this month, Virgo. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram as Gregory Furlan Astrology. So if you do like to read daily astrology, then make sure to give me a follow there. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.